left-hander Caleb Smith, and 2, a 3.61 earned run average. That's inside, and the Dodgers with a base runner as Betts draws the...
Mookie wasn't going, I don't think. That was a really late jump.
2-1 on the ground, and an out at second, and is in the building where it all began.
That's when it happens the most.
Center field going back, and it is off the wall on the second pitch of the game. 220 at this point or more, and Bauer got him to chase high here. It'll be playable for Mookie Betts, and he will gun it to third base and hold Rojas. Got him on the outside corner at 96. 2-2. Over there is the center fielder, Ketel Marte. He'll make the catch.
But the teaching has been outstanding.
Rolled to short, charging Ahmed. 2 down. Life-changing, he said. And he takes strike 3, but he's back here. Over is Steven Souza Jr. to make the catch. 1 down.
A lot earlier.
And he gets him on 3 pitches. To the right side. And Bauer hits it on the ground to Nick Ahmed. He'll sling it on to first to fire one home. And he gets Mookie Betts up and in at 93. Ahmed rips this one down to third. Turner's got it, and there's 1 out. There's strikeout number 4. Marte rips it toward right field, but right there in the shift is Taylor, and he throws him out. And that's high and away, ball 4, and the Dodgers with a base runner. Down to the third base, and it's off the glove of Cabrera. 0-2 tried to come in on him, and that is caught by Ahmed. The base hit. Taylor will hold at third, and Will puts this one to Ahmed. He goes to second, run on to first. Double plunge. Broadcasters as Escobar goes down on strikes.
Kind of coverage, but the initial conversation is 1-on.
2-0, bounce to the right side. Taylor will go to second. He'll get that one. That is through for a base hit. And Peralta has reached base in 10 straight. A.J. Pollock, and he's got room to make the catch. And here he is back in the big league. Going out. Strike 3 on the outside corner. And Trevor Bauer hits one down to second base. Escobar up with it, fires on to first. 2-1 to Ahmed. And a ground ball toward the middle. But right there, backhanding is Taylor. 1 out.
There were 2 sliders, 3 sliders to put him away.
6 strikeouts now for Bauer. And he just can't get the ball where he wants it to go. To left field, and that's going to bounce in front of Pollock. Rojas will stop at second. Popped him up. The ground will have it. And there is strike 3.
One question, he says, what? I go, what's your batting average? He goes, what do you mean, what's my batting?
And Justin hits a ground ball to Ahmed. On the second one. That's the 3rd double play. Got him.
Yeah, there's only so much pressure you can put on your...
From Bauer. And a corn for Mookie Betts. 2 down. 2-2. Got him swinging. Strikeout number 8. Called up today from AAA Reno. Pujols bangs one down to third base where Cabrera is there. 88 career strikeouts. He went 27-7. And Will lines one right to Escobar, playing up the middle at second base. And this one in the air to center field. Betts has it lined up. 1 down. Certainly on a night like tonight. The junior in foul ground. He makes the catch.
Directly into the wall. So it could be the game.
Chopper over the mound, but waiting for Justin Turner. And did he get him with the tag? He did. For Noe Ramirez, who pitched an inning of payoff pitch. And this ball's hammered to left. Deep and out of here. A home run. Steven Souza Jr. The tie is broken. The Dodgers strike in the 8th with a solo home.
I'm not sure I want to play anymore. And they had to actually convince him that
That's a base hit. Lux will turn second on his way to third. That's going. It's just a matter of time in baseball. And Mookie hits a high fly ball to center and deep. Going back is Hagen. Score. Mookie drives in a run. It is 2-0 Dodgers. It was 0 for 1. Chris is side. And Christian Walker able to chase it. He quickly throws it.
Hit a couple home runs.
A balk! A balk by Crichton, and Burns will come in to score. It's 3-0. Pujols hits a ground ball to the left side and playing out in left field in this first game of the 3 games. Pitched a scoreless inning with 2 strikeouts, and
so was Victor Gonzalez.
A ground ball right to Nelson. 0-1 pitch. Backpedaling is Lux. He'll make the catch. Oh, the veteran of many campaigns.
I don't know about that. The delivery was a little insecure.
Escobar, the second baseman, to make the catch.
Now it's like I have hit it.
And he's on base, too. And Rojas pulls it out of the ceiling.
This year, and especially execution-wise.
Ground ball, Lux. 1 out. He'll handle it easily, and there are 2 down. So many Dodger fans. And they're going to get rewarded. Ground ball. And Turner throws him out of the Dodgers.
Steven, this afternoon when we spoke, you told me that you had mixed emotions about playing your former team. How are you feeling right now?
Man, I was pretty ecstatic running those bases right there. The boys got me fired up in the dugout, just how excited they were. And, you know, the moment, obviously just waiting for us for the moment to drop, and right there to come through big was huge. That was exciting.
Can you describe to me what you were feeling as you crossed home plate? What was going through your head in that moment?
I was trying to make sure I didn't slip. That was the last time I crossed home plate here. I slipped, and it wasn't very good. So just excitement, you know. I mean, I feel like these guys have welcomed me with open arms, and really I felt just the energy from them, and then to do it for them was awesome.
Now, you spoke about what the Dodgers have meant to you, how thankful you are and how grateful you are to be a part of this organization. But what does it mean to you to contribute the ways that you did tonight, offensively as well as defensively?
Yeah, I'm just trying to do my job. You know, there's amazing talent on this team, as everybody knows, and I'm just trying to fit in and make plays and be a big leaguer. You know, this team's full of them, and I'm just trying to be a piece of the puzzle.
Well, thank you so much, Steven, and congrats on the win.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. God bless.
Hey, Trevor, 7 scoreless innings. What gave you the edge and the upper hand tonight against Diamondbacks?
I think my pace in between pitches was a little bit better. My command was a little bit better. I got a little out of whack there a couple times. Obviously 3 walks. It's too many, but I just think the flow of the game was a lot better. I was in a lot better rhythm from the start. And the mechanical adjustments that I've been kind of fighting and trying to make the last 2 or 3 starts finally felt kind of normal, and felt like I could just let the ball rip and it went where I wanted to most of the time. So a good night in that area for sure.
And your teammates gave you some run support late in the game. How good did it feel just to see them put up those, whether it was the home run and just the runs they got there late?
Yeah, it's always nice. We need to score for sure, especially coming off getting shut out. Souza obviously gave us a huge spark there. The play he made down there in the right field corner was spectacular. The whole time he was going over there, I was like, just stop, don't get hurt, don't get hurt. And he somehow managed to catch it and not get hurt. It's a really impressive play, and then kind of rode that momentum and hit the homer and got us going. So, you know, we needed that, and he was happy for him.
Thanks, Trevor.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Trevor, when you mentioned pace, rhythm, is that a matter of just pitching faster?
Yeah, just like shortening the time in between pitches. Not necessarily with my delivery, but just getting the ball and like not thinking as much, not delaying. I just wanted to keep the pace of play high. Felt like it would benefit me and the rhythm and my ability to command the ball, but also help the guys in the field, so not just standing out there for extended periods of time. So, yeah, just pace in between pitches.
You have a goal in mind between pitches for how long it would take you?
No, there's no like, you know, I want to be 16 seconds instead of 17. It's just like get the ball and get back on the mound and keep things moving.
And you threw a lot more changeups today than you usually do. Just wondering, is that a matchup thing? Is that a field thing? How do you go about going to your changeup more?
Yeah, it's something that it was always a plan. Coming into the season, you have a certain attack plan, and then hitters figure out what you're doing, and then they start exploiting certain things. So you have to make adjustments. It's always a cat and mouse game. And short season last year, I didn't need the changeup or the two seam a whole lot because we never really got to the point in the season where hitters are making adjustments and game planning. But this year, obviously, we're going to get there. So, mixing in more two seams, mixing in more changeups, just diversifying the approach a little bit, so it's harder to game plan against me and harder to zero in on exactly what I'm doing.
Thank you.
Next question's from Fabiana Ardaya. Go ahead.
Hey Trevor, just sort of following up on you using your two seam and your changeup a little bit more. Is that something that you can sort of use to sort of help combat maybe not having the same spin you had earlier on in the year?
It's just a matter of diversifying the approach a little bit. Every pitch protects another pitch. They all sequence together if you know how to use them. So throwing a two seam and a four seam, different movement profiles, just creates a little bit of additional confusion. But you don't want to do something until the hitters prove that they've kind of caught up to what you're doing in the first place. You force them to make an adjustment first, and then have your next adjustment planned. So just diversifying my approach. I think I'm at my best when I use all 6 of my pitches, and I mix them somewhat evenly, at least enough where you have to go to the plate respecting 6 pitches instead of being able to eliminate 2 or 3 of them. So that's all. It's just about that time in the season.
Dave, it was a big night for Steven Souza. As a manager, though, how special is it to see these moments play out the way that they do?
It's great, and I followed Steven for years, always admired the way he played from the other side, and the injury bug has certainly got him, and especially here, there's been a couple things that I really remember. And so for him to come back here to this ballpark and hit a homer, a go-ahead homer, a game-winning homer, I just can't even imagine the emotions for him, his family, and really excited he's a part of this organization.
And Trevor had 7 scoreless innings. What allowed him to be so effective tonight?
I think it was certainly his tempo was a lot better than it was, I think, the last couple starts. I think obviously the stuff as far as command of all of his pitch mix was considerably better. He was getting ahead of guys. He was working all quadrants, and he was just in control all night long.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Next question's from Mark Castillo. Go ahead.
Dave, Trevor mentioned the tempo, the rhythm. Why is that so important for him, and what changed the few starts before tonight?
Well, it's different things, but I think in particular with Trev, it was just the conviction on the sequencing. I think that his last couple turns, it was kind of the indecisiveness on what he felt he could command and really execute. And I think when you're in that mode, you really are unsure about what you're going to throw up there. That's one part of it. I don't think it was more mechanics driven. I think that's a lot of it. And I think today, from the first pitch, it just seemed like he was in a good place as far as his feel for the baseball. And from that point on, it just took off.
And what was your viewpoint on that catch Souza made down the right field line? What did you think of that?
I didn't see it. I was hidden a little bit. It was down the right field line. I got to look at the replay, just seeing the reaction of Trevor. Noah's a great play, and Steven's always been a really good defender. So heck of a play, and especially where he was at in the lineup, the pitch count, that was a big out for us.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next question's from Fabiana Ardaya. Go ahead.
Hey Dave, I know we've asked you about some of the struggles against left-handed pitching. I mean, is this sort of what you're kind of hoping for when you bring in a Pujols, bring in a Souza Jr., call up an Andy Burns, sort of cycle through these guys, maybe have some moments like this to sort of save you guys, and maybe where you don't have this many good starts against lefties?
I think that's fair. I think Albert against some lefties has saved us. Burnsy has taken really good at bats against lefties and could have a few more hits against them. And Steven, that home run today was big, and we're going to keep going. Our guys are going to hit lefties. They've done it throughout their entire careers, but it's just one of those things that we just can't kind of pin down right now.
Trevor Bauer pitched 7 shutout innings. Jimmy Nelson and Kenley Jansen came in and shut the door in the 8th and 9th. And Steven Souza Jr., a hero Defensively and offensively, the Dodgers started off this road trip the way they wanted to with a 3-0 shutout. Their 8th shutout of the year.
Yeah, the shutout yesterday, they got shut out, and they responded a little later in this game than was more comfortable. But you know what? You think about all the departments fired well. The starting pitching, the bullpen's now at 13 2/3 scoreless, including the last series. And Trevor Bauer responded to a tough outing from before. And then the guys at the bottom of the order got it done, Burns and Souza.
What did you see from Bauer that enabled him to have this bounce back?
Well, you know, he's going against a tough lineup as far as they are struggling, right? But he used all his pitches, so he never really showed them a pattern tonight that all of a sudden they can go, oh, he's only going to use the high fastball. Oh, he's only going to use his slider or his cutter. He really varied his pitch count and pitches selection, and the reason you knew that is because of how many changeups he threw.
Steven Souza Jr. made the great defensive play in foul ground, comes up the next inning, pitch up and in, and then the next pitch was down and in, and he turned on it, knocked it out. And you should have, I mean, the excitement out of that dugout is something that you hope for as a player, and you hope it's for you, and he got that tonight.
Yeah, he had his Dodger moment. You know, the defensive play is one thing, to do it on the offense and then to get all the high fives on the bench, it was really good. And he talked about it in his post-game interview with Kirsten as far as how he feels and how these guys have welcomed him. Well, he paid him off tonight.
Dodgers with their 42nd win of the year. They'll try it again tomorrow night with Walker Buehler on the hill.